In this lecture, I'm going to introduce the number system, some properties of integers, and division algorithm. Number theory is a branch of mathematics which deals with the properties of integers, more specifically the properties of positive integers, nothing but counting numbers, or you call it as natural numbers. The first scientific approach to study of the integers made by the mathematicians like Pythagoras, Euclid, Diophantus, Fermat, Euler, Gauss, and Ramanujan. So now I'm going to discuss the types of numbers in the number system. So let me define the number. A number is a mathematical symbol which is used for measuring or maybe counting or maybe labeling of an objects. Now let me define the types of numbers. The set of natural numbers, the set of whole numbers, the set of integers, the set of rational numbers, and the set of irrational numbers, the set of real numbers, uh, the set of complex numbers. The set of natural numbers can be represented by the letter n, so which contains the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. There are infinitely many numbers, so these numbers called as counting numbers or positive numbers. The set of whole numbers can be represented by the letter W, which includes the natural numbers with 0. So that is can be written as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. The set of integers can be represented as I or the letter Z. So that contains the positive numbers and their additive inverses along with 0. So that can be written as the set contains 0 plus or minus 1 plus or minus 2 plus or minus 3 and so on. The set of integers contains the positive numbers, negative numbers, and zeros. So now let us move to the definition of the rational numbers. A rational number can be represented as in the form of p by q, where p and q are belongs to the integers, but q is not equal to 0. So generally the rational number can be represented by the letter q, so that contains the numbers p by q form such that P and Q or belongs to Z and Q is not equal to 0. So these numbers are called as rational numbers. Irrational number is a number that cannot be written in the ratio form, that is P by Q form. So such numbers are called irrational number. The set of real number can be represented by the letter R, so that contains the union of rational numbers and irrational numbers. A number that can be represented by a unique point on a number line is a real number. A number which cannot be represented by a unique point on a number line is called an imaginary number. So that can be represented by I, that is equal to square root of -1. The complex number is of the form a plus I b, where a and b belongs to the real number and I is equal to square root of -1. The set of complex number can be represented by the letter C, which contains the complex number a plus ib such that a, b belongs to R and I is equal to square root of -1. So now I am going to discuss some basic properties of integers. Let a and b, these two integers, then addition of two integers a and b also is an integer. So for example, take a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2, then 1 plus 2, that is 3, belongs to z. Therefore the set of integer is closed with respect to the addition. So when you multiply the two integers a into b, again is a element of z. So for example, if you take a is equal to 2 and b is equal to -3, then 2 into -3, that is equal to -6, is an element of z. Therefore the set of integers is a closed with respect to the multiplication. Suppose The two numbers a and b belongs to the integers. Subtraction of two integers, that is a minus b, again is an integer. So for example, if I take a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 4, then a minus b is equal to 2 minus 4 is equal to minus 2 belongs to the z. Therefore, you can conclude that the set of integer is a closed with respect to the subtraction. Let the two numbers a and b belongs to the integers, then division of two integers, that is a by b, is not a element of z. So for example, here you take a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2, then a by b, so that is equal to 1 by 2, is not a element of the set z here. So therefore the set of integer is not closed with respect to division. Let two numbers a and b belongs to the integers. If a plus b is equal to b plus a for all ab belongs to z, then addition is commutative for integers. So for example, if I take a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3 is equal to 2 plus 1. Therefore, addition is commutative for the integers. Suppose if we take, let a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2, a minus b is equal to 1 minus 2, that is equal to minus 1, and b minus a is equal to 2 minus 1, that is equal to 1. Here you can observe that a minus b is not equal to b minus a, therefore subtraction is not commutative for set of integers. 7th point here, suppose let a and b belongs to the integers. If a into b is equal to b into a for all ab belongs to z, then we can write multiplication is commutative for integers. So for example, if we take a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 4, then 2 into 4 is equal to 8 is same as 4 into 2. Therefore multiplication is commutative for set of integers. Since division is not closed for integers, therefore division is not commutative for integers. Let a comma b comma c belongs to the set of integers. If a plus b plus c is equal to a plus b of plus c, is true for all a, b, c belongs to the z, then we can conclude that addition is associative for integers. So for example, a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2 and c is equal to 3. A plus b plus c is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 1 plus 5, that is equal to 6. Similarly, a plus b plus c is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus 3 is equal to 6. So therefore we can write a plus b plus c is equal to a plus b of plus c. This is true for all a, b, c belongs to z. Therefore I can conclude that so addition is associative for integers. Now let us verify that subtraction is associative for integers or not. So for example, a is equal to 1 and b is equal to 2 and c is equal to 3. A minus b minus c is equal to a is equal to 1 here minus 2 minus 3. So that is equal to 1 minus 2 minus 3 is minus 1, that is equal to 2. So a minus b minus c is equal to that is 1 minus 2 minus 3, that is equal to 1 minus 2 is minus 1 minus 3, that is equal to minus 4. Here you can observe that a minus b minus c is equal to 2 is not equal to 4, that is equal to a minus b minus c. So therefore you can observe that minus subtraction of subtraction is not associative for integers. It means grouping of subtraction of integers is not an associative. Suppose let a, b, c belongs to z. If a into bc is equal to a into b into c, if it is true for all a, b, c belongs to z, then we can say that multiplication is associative for integers. For example, let a is equal to 1, b is equal to 2 and c is equal to 3. A into b into c is equal to 1 into 2 into 3, so that is equal to 6. Similarly, a into b into c is equal to 1 into 2 into 3, that is equal to 6. So therefore you can observe that a into b into c is equal to ab into c. This is true for all a, b, c belongs to z. Hence we can write multiplication is associative for integers. Anyway, since division is not closed for integers, therefore division is not associative for integers. A belongs to z 0 is a element of Z, then a plus 0 is equal to 0 plus a is equal to a. This is true for all a belongs to Z. So therefore 0 is an identity element with respect to addition. So for the set of integers, suppose if I take set of integers, for example, a is equal to 2, 2 plus 0 is equal to 0 plus 2, that is equal to 2. So therefore can say that 0 is an identity element. Similarly, let a belongs to Z and the number 1 belongs to the Z. If a into 1 is equal to 1 into a is equal to a, this is true for all a belongs to Z. So for example, if I take a is equal to 2, 2 into 1 is same as 1 into 2, that is equal to 2. This is true for all the values of integers. Therefore 1 is a multiplicative identity element. Let a belongs to Z and minus a belongs to Z. If a plus minus a is equal to minus a plus a, that is equal to 0, this is true for all a belongs to Z. Therefore you can write minus a is the inverse of a. But let us verify with an example whether inverse exists or not for each element of the integers. For example, a is equal to, if I take 2 and minus a is equal to minus 2, again is a element of Z. So therefore a plus minus a is equal to 2 plus minus 2 is equal to 0. Similarly minus a plus a, that is equal to minus 2 plus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore minus 2 is an inverse of 2. So therefore you can verify for all the elements of that. Therefore there exists an inverse element for each element of the Z. Let a belongs to Z and a inverse belongs to Z. If a into a inverse is equal to a inverse into a, should get 1. This is true for all a belongs to the Z. For example, if we take a is equal to 2 and a inverse is equal to 1 by 2, but 1 by 2 is not a element of Z. Therefore so inverse of an element does not exist for the integers with respect to the multiplication. For example, a is equal to 2, 1 by a is equal to 1 by 2, but 1 by 2 is not a element of the Z. Therefore inverse will not exist for the integers with respect to the multiplication. We can conclude that the set of integers is a group with respect to addition, but the set of integers is not a group with respect to multiplication, because inverse will not exist. Similarly, the set of integer is not a group with respect to subtraction, since subtraction is not associative. And the set of integers I is not a group with respect to division, since it is not a closed. So now I am going to define well ordering principle. Every non-empty subset A of positive integers I plus contains a smallest element, that is, the subset A contains an element n such that n is less than or equal to x for all x belongs to A. For example, the set of even positive integers 2i, so that contains 2, 4, 6 and so on, is a subset of positive integers I. The set of positive even integers contains an least element. We'll move we'll move to the definition of divisibility. An integer A is said to be divisible by another integer b, where b is not equal to 0. In symbols, b divides a. If there exists some integer q such that a is equal to bq, it means a is said to be divisible by b if there exists a number q belongs to integer such that a is equal to bq. Suppose a is not divisible by b, we write b does not divides a. For example, division of 35 by 7, this can be written as 35 is equal to 7 into 5. This means 7 divides 35. So let us take another example. Division of 25 by 5. This implies we can write 25 is equal to 5 into 5. So this implies we can write 5 divides 25. So here you can observe 5 does not divide 24 because 24 cannot be written as 5 into any integers. So but we can observe that 24 can be written as 5 into 4 plus 4. So this of the form A is equal to B into Q plus R. So where R is the remainder of the division of A by B, and where Q is the quotient of the division of A by B. So now I'm going to discuss the division algorithm. Given integers A and B, with B is positive, there exist unique integers Q and R satisfying the relation A is equal to BQ plus R, 0 less than or equal to R less than B, where Q is the quotient and R is the remainder of the division of A by B. So now let us move to the proof of this theorem. Consider the set S is equal to A minus X into B such that X belongs to integer I, A minus X into B is greater than or equal to 0. Let us consider the set that contains A minus X into B such that X belongs to I, so for some integer I, and A minus XB is 0 or maybe greater than 0. Now we have to prove that S is non-empty since B is positive. We have B is less than or equal to 1. Since B is positive, therefore we can write B is greater than or equal to 1, and we have modulus of A into B greater than or equal to modulus of A. For this I multiplied by modulus of A on both sides. Therefore, so A minus XB can be written as A minus, in place of X we can write here minus of mod A into B. So this is equal to A plus modulus of A into B. Modulus of A into B is always greater than or equal to A from the result. So this is greater than or equal to A plus modulus of A. This is always positive if A is positive integers. So this implies A minus of minus A into B belongs to the set S with x is equal to minus of modulus of A. It means that the set S contains the element A minus x into B. So where x is equal to modulus of A, therefore A minus of modulus of A into B is a element of S. Therefore you can write S is non-empty. So now by the well ordering principle, the set S contains smallest integer, say R. Since R belongs to S, by the definition of S, there exists an integer Q satisfying the relation R is equal to A minus Q into P, because S is contains the smallest element R, and moreover that S contains in the form of A minus QB. Therefore R I can take A minus QB, where R is greater than or equal to 0. Now you have to claim R is less than B. If let us assume that R is not a less than B, so then R is greater than or equal to B. Let us assume that R is not a less than B, so then we can write R is greater than or equal to B, and A minus of Q plus 1 into B can be written as A minus Q into B plus minus B, that is equal to A minus QB is nothing but R minus B, that is greater than or equal to 0. Since R is greater than or equal to B, so this implies R minus B greater than or equal to 0. So this implies a minus of q plus 1 into b also belongs to S, because r minus b is greater than or equal to 0. So but a minus of q plus n into b is equal to r minus b. R minus b is less than r, which is a contradiction. It is contradiction to the choice of r as a smallest element in S. So hence we can write r is less than b. Now let us prove that uniqueness of quotient and the remainder. Suppose A has two representations, that is A is equal to B into Q1 plus R1, 0 less than or equal to R1 less than B, and A is equal to B into Q2 plus R2, where 0 less than or equal to R2 less than P. Let's take it as equation 1 and 2. We assumed that from the equation 1 and 2, A has two different quotients and two different remainders. But you have to prove that Q1 and Q2 are same and R1 and R2 are same. So from equations 1 and 2, B into Q1 plus R1 is equal to B into Q2 plus R2. So this implies R1 minus R2 is equal to B into Q2 minus B into Q1. This implies R1 minus R2 is equal to P times of Q2 minus Q1. That is equation, take it as 3. So now let us take the modulus here. Modulus of R2 minus R1 is equal to modulus of B into Q2 minus Q1. So this is equal to B into modulus of Q2 minus Q1. So modulus, since modulus of B is same as B, because so B is here positive. This is equation number 4. So now from the equation 1 you can observe that, so 0 less than or equal to R1 less than B. So this implies can be written as minus B less than minus R1 less than 0. And from second equation you can observe that 0 less than or equal to this is less than or equal to 0, R2 less than B. Adding these two, we get minus B less than R2 minus R1 less than B. So this implies modulus of R2 minus R1 less than b. So this implies now modulus of R2 minus R1. So by using 4, b times of Q2 minus Q1 less than b using equation 4. So this implies this implies 0 less than or equal to Q2 minus Q1 less than 1. Since Q2 minus Q1 is a non-negative integer, so this implies modulus of Q2 minus Q1 is equal to 0. This implies Q2 minus Q1 is equal to 0. So this implies Q2 is equal to Q1. Therefore, substituting Q2 is equal to Q1 in equation 4, we get modulus of R2 minus R1 is equal to B into modulus of Q2 minus Q1. So Q2 minus Q1 is same. So therefore we get modulus of R2 minus R1 is equal to 0. So this implies R2 minus R1 is equal to 0. This implies R2 is equal to R1. So thus we can write Q and R are unique. Now for example, division of 45 by 6, we can use the division algorithm relation. So that can be written as 45 is equal to 6 into 7 plus 3. Here Q is equal to 7 and R is equal to 3. So let us take the second example. So division of 11 by 8. So this can be written as 11 is equal to 8 into 1 plus 3. So where Q is equal to 1 and R is equal to 3. So division of 4 by 15. So this can be written in the form of division algorithm relation. So that is 4 is equal to 15 into 0 plus 4. For example, division of minus 3 by minus 5, where b is negative here. So this can be written as minus 3 is equal to minus 5 into 1 plus 2. So where 0 less than or equal to r less than modulus of minus 5, where r is equal to here 2. Suppose if b is not a positive, it means if b is negative, we have the corollary. If a and b are integers with b is not equal to 0, then there exists a unique integers q and r such that a is equal to b into q plus r, 0 less than or equal to r or less than modulus of b. Let us take a note. By division algorithm, any integer a which is divided by another integer b is of the form a is equal to b into q plus r, where q belongs to z, 0 less than or equal to r less than b. So this is the statement of division algorithm when a is divided by b. Suppose x is a positive integer which is divided by 2. By using division algorithm we can write where a is equal to, we can take x is equal to, where b is equal to 2 here, b into 2q plus r. So where r is less between 0 less than or equal to r or less than b, where b is equal to here less than 2. So r I can take 0 and 1. So for r is equal to 0, x can be written as 2q. For r is equal to 1, x can be written as 2q plus 1. Thus, any positive integer is of the form either 2q or 2q plus 1. q belongs to z. Suppose x is any positive integer which is divided by 3 is of the form x is equal to 3q plus r, 0 less than or equal to r less than 3. So r we can take 0, 1 and 2. For r is equal to 0, x is equal to can be written as 3q. For r is equal to 1, x is equal to 3q plus 1. For r is equal to 2, x is equal to 3q plus 2. Therefore you can write, so any positive integer is of the form 3q, 3q plus 1 and 3q plus 2. Similarly, when a positive integer x is divided by 3 or divided by 4 is of the form x is equal to 4q plus r, 0 less than or equal to r less than 4, or we can take 0, 1, 2 and 3. For r is equal to 0, x is equal to 4q. For r is equal to 1, x is equal to 4q plus 1. for r is equal to 2, x is equal to 4q plus 2, r is equal to 3, x is equal to 4q plus 3. Therefore, any positive integer is of the form 4q, 4q plus 1, 4q plus 2 and 4q plus 3. Okay, by division algorithm, any integer a which is divided by 3 is of the form 3q, 3q plus 1 and 3q plus 2, where q belongs to the set of natural number. Let a is equal to, let us take 3k, then we get a into a square plus 2 by 3 can be written as 3k into 3k whole square plus 2 divided by 3. So that can be written as 3k into 9k square plus 2 divided by 3. 3 get cancelled. So this is equal to k times of 9k square plus 2 here, which is an integer. Since k belongs to the natural number, therefore k into 9k square plus 2 becomes a positive integer. Let us take a second case. Let a is equal to, if I take 3k plus 1, then a into a square plus 2 by 3 can be written as 3k plus 1 into 3k plus 1 whole square plus 2 divided by 3. So this is equal to 3k plus 1 into 9k square plus 6k plus 1 plus 2 divided by 3. So this can be written as 3k plus 1 into, here 1 plus 2 is 3, we can take 3 common, 3k square plus 2k plus 1 divided by 3. So 3 get cancelled. So this is equal to 3k plus 1 into 3k square plus 2k plus 1. Since k is a positive number, therefore that whole term becomes an integer. So therefore a into a square plus 2 by 3 is an integer when a is equal to 3k plus 1. Let us take third case. Let a is equal to 3k plus 2, then a into a square plus 2 divided by 3 can be written as, when a is equal to 3k plus 2, 3k plus 2 into 3k plus 2 whole square plus 2 divided by 3. So this can be written as 3k plus 2 into 9k square plus 12k plus 4 plus 2 divided by 3. So 3k plus 2 into, take 3 is common, 3 into 3k square plus 4k plus 2 divided by 3. 3 get cancel, so this is equal to 3k plus 2 into 3k square plus 4k plus 2. So this is equal to, anyway, since k is a belongs to the natural number, so 3k plus 2 into 3k square plus 4k plus 2 again becomes an integer, is an integer. So therefore a into a square plus 2 by 3 is an integer when a is equal to 3k plus 2. So hence the expression a into a square plus 2 divided by 3 is an integer for all a greater than or equal to 1.